So yesterday, Zach Wilson spoke to the media for pretty much the first time during OTAs. They had a nice exchange back and forth with Aaron Rodgers, was doing a little chirping on Zach Wilson, and then Zach Wilson gave it right back a little bit. It was fun. It was good-hearted. He was saying that, like, oh, it's been great learning from Aaron Rodgers, stuff like that. All positive, all good things. He seemed, much more mature and in pretty good spirits with how things have shaked out for him here with the New York Jets. But a quote from him stood out, and it had to do with Mike LaFleur versus what the New York Jets are dealing with right now in Todd Downing and Keith Carter and Nathaniel Hackett and a more veteran offensive staff. Here's what he had to say. From a trust aspect of just buying into what they're saying, those guys really know what they're talking about. It's refreshing. Honestly, it's kind of come as no surprise, I guess. Well, this should come as no surprise is a better way to put it. When you hear some of the rumblings of the relationship that Mike LaFleur had with some of his players, it was obvious that it wasn't working out, which is too bad because I thought, I liked the hire. I thought he was absolutely someone who was next in line for an offensive coordinator gig. The unfortunate part was they did not have a veteran on that staff. It was supposed to be Greg Knapp. We know what happened there. Unfortunate and, really sad story where he passes away. And the New York Jets are kind of left with an inexperienced offensive crew going and trying to develop a young quarterback. And we know that it didn't work out. Mike LaFleur and Elijah Moore exchange words. Elijah Moore ends up being traded out of here. And now Zach Wilson, who there were rumblings that like LaFleur was talking badly about Zach Wilson behind the scenes. And then you get this quote. And you know what? It's tough. Obviously, it's tough to see, but I do think that with an experienced and veteran coaching staff that you're going to feel differently as a young quarterback. And, you look at a guy who's called plays before, Nathaniel Hackett, and a guy in Aaron Rodgers had a ton of success. And Aaron Rodgers said it himself. Wilson's asking a ton of questions. They're going through things together. And that's exactly what you want, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you in June that 100% Zach Wilson's going to develop into, a starting quarterback in the NFL ever again. That's still unknown. We have no idea if that's going to be how things end up working out. But it's only a positive for him to be around guys like, one, the player in Aaron Rodgers, who he already had a relationship with and really looked up to. And it's obvious that is, a good relationship. And guys in Nathaniel Hackett and Todd Downing, both who have, called plays and are veterans in the offensive coaching staff. And sure, LaFleur was obviously an up-and-comer and someone who people thought could be a really good play caller one day. It didn't work out. Here, we'll see if he improves with the Rams. I think that is a little bit of a better spot for him. But as far as it goes with Wilson, I can't really say that I'm too surprised to hear these comments after how things ended. Obviously, down the stretch last year was abysmal. Whether it was Zach Wilson or Joe Flacco or Mike White, the offense stunk with pretty much every single quarterback they put out there. So Jets decided to make a change. And it seems like, at least from some of these quotes, that it's a welcome change. And I know it's only going to be, sunshine and rainbows right now. We'll see if that carries over to the field in September. I certainly hope it does, but yeah, really not all too surprised with that. But I want to hear from you. What was your takeaway from that Zach Wilson quote? Were you surprised? Sound off. I'm Matt. I'll catch you next time.